truth.
Welcome to Drop Me Off in Nashville with Sabastian Roberts and Scott Hugo.
Welcome to the little show that could, and in fact, it still does. I'm Sabastian Roberts. I'm here with my dear friend, Scotty Hooger. What's going on, brother? How's your leg?
It's just about completely healed. I'm on my last physical therapy. Hats off to the hospital that's been taking care of me, and things are going better. Thanks for asking.
Man, that's just so awesome. It's so good to see you walking without crutches, you know what I mean? Because that was a real pain in the ass,
You don't even know, man. Walking up and down the stairs, just the basic things in life. Remember when you had your arm almost ripped off and you don't realize you're hurt until you can't use it.
How much you need it.
You need it.
I mean, really? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God I was right-handed, because when I lost my left arm, I was like, well, at least I can
hold the.
I can still
hold the press.
That.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I wasn't going to go there, but yes. So you really realize what you lost when you don't have it.
Right.
Walking, holy crap, man. Thank God you have an elevator in your home.
Well, that's kind of the cool part. But hey, you know what I heard? I heard that you are bringing somebody in today. Is that true?
It is. As a matter of fact,
Why do you do this to me? Because I do it to you, so you got to do it back to me. Is that the whole thing?
Well, we've been doing that, What's the song that is our theme song, Scott?
There's too many.
The Old Red Bike.
Yeah. Oh, with Earl Thomas Conley.
And Keith
Whitley.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what we do, right?
Kind of what we do. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to see who comes in today. You always have the coolest guest.
He's here. You just can't see him yet.
Well, get him in here.
Well, just hang on a second. Let me give you a backstory, y'all. Listen, we talked about in a few episodes back, a few weeks back, we talked about co-branding, right? So it was all about, who you know and teaming up with people, right?
And how you handle those relationships.
And so how you handle those relationships. And so what we did was, we met, Mark Maynor, our producer and engineer. And oh my God, what a wonderful blessing that was. And then we started talking about writer's block. Okay, and we're going to get into that in just a minute.
Writer's block. So I kind of think I know who's coming.
Yeah.
Right? That famous pilot guy?
Well, here's something I didn't know. Yeah, I did not know he was a pilot.
And a writer.
And a writer.
And a damn good writer.
And a damn good writer. Singer, songwriter. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's got his own sound, definally. Guys, this is going to be a treat. Wow, Bash, good lineup. Thank you for bringing this guy in.
It's so fun.
Let's do the introduction.
And so when we started talking, I started talking with Mark George, and he's like, oh, what do you like to do in your pastime? I said, well, I used to be a pilot. I flew a little bit with a R-44.
I remember when you put that helicopter over your dad's pond in the backyard in East Bethel. That was the coolest thing I think I ever saw.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I that was my hovering practice, I guess. And
that's when you were in training.
Yeah, I was training, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. So what going up with, let's get Mark in here, can we?
Hang on. Let me give you the background.
I'm too excited.
Let me give you the background on this now. So Mark and I start talking, Mark George and I, and, he's the one that's putting this, the Writer's Block Cafe in, which is a songwriter's thing.
About this thing.
We're going to talk about this in just a minute.
I mean, what a stamp in Florida from Nashville. What an honor.
Right. It's huge. And he's a big fan of Nashville. He's been there a bunch of times. And anyway, we started talking, and I talked about the R-44, and he's like, well, I have, like 10,000 hours in a Bell 407. I'm like, what the hell? 10,000? What the Jesus? And he's like, yeah, well, if you want to go flying one day, and I went, this guy's full of shit.
Yeah.
No, really.
Well, sure.
That's what I was thinking then. I thought, no, this is all nonsense. And, anyway, he called me up last week and he said, hey, what are you doing on Friday? I said, well, it doesn't look like I'm doing anything. He goes, you want to go flying? I said, excuse me?
Yeah.
And sure enough,
Mark. That doesn't surprise me about meeting Mark. That's the kind of person that he seems like he is just so giving and gentle. I mean, that invitation does not surprise me at all. That's
no,
cool.
and Mark grabbed me and we went driving down to St. Pete. and jumped in a turbine. For all y'all that don't know,
turbine?
Well, okay, so there's jet fuel, and then there's just gasoline, right?
Gotcha.
So a jet burns at about 5,000 degrees, whereas a turbine or as a cylinder, you're basically flying a lawnmower, okay? With the
I'm so confused.
with the blade on top.
Gotcha.
That's the best way I could describe it. Anyway, so we go flying in a Bell 407, and oh my God, man, we flew over our house. We flew over the studio. We flew over. Oh God, we went up down the coast, man. Freaking.
We'll put those pictures on our .com page. That'd be cool.
Yeah, and so Mark was not full of shit. He not only that, but everywhere we went, both airports we went to, everybody's like, "Hey, Mark, where you been? What's going on?" I'm like, "Oh God, okay, I'm safe. I'm good."
No surprise there.
I'm okay. I'm safe now.
You can just tell he's an upstanding citizen and a cool human being. Can we get him in here? I want to see him.
I'm calling him in right now.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Let's do this. It's showtime. Please pay attention. Stop what you're doing and welcome our guest.
Now, Mark, hey man, what's going on?
Hey guys, thanks a lot for the invite. I love it.
Oh God, it's great to have you in, and we're going to talk about Mark, a bunch of stuff. Let's start with avionics. You've been flying a long time.
Yes, about 40-some years, 43 years, 44 years.
And you've flown a lot of people.
Wow.
Yes, I've flown a lot of people.
I mean, like Garth and Trump and...
Well, I've flown quite a bit of people throughout my career, and there's some I can remember, some I can't.
Right.
Some I choose not to remember.
Wow. So with that said, most people, when they're with major stars or celebrities or let's just say government, I don't know if you were or you weren't, it doesn't matter. You have to sign probably an NDA, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll be very careful on what we ask you. And if we do ask you something crazy, we'll understand why you can't answer us. And we completely respect that.
Great.
So, okay. So just can we say the biggest star that you've flown? Can you say that?
Well, I don't like to name names because it's unprofessional in my profession.
Sure.
But if you can think of the biggest star, I've probably flown somebody equivalent or multiple people in that equivalent nature.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you handle your flights different? Do you handle your crew different? Do you bring on do you bring on the best people that you know can take care of them, or are these people already handpicked?
Well, it depends on who you're flying for. There are different types of flying. There's corporate flying, which is under Part 91, and then there's charter flying, which is under Part 135. Now, that doesn't make a lot of sense to anyone, but that makes a big difference to pilots. And when you charter an operation, it's under Part 135 generally, and the crews may change. So you don't really pick your crew, but the professionalism and the basics dictated by the company don't change. And one of them is no fraternization. Similar, you just you wouldn't ask for an autograph. If you're offered one or a photo, you take it. But if you're not, you just don't ask for that.
Makes sense. And I think that's just complete professionalism at the same time. But I would imagine most of them slap you on the back and say, thanks for getting me here safe.
Most of them, yeah. And most of them are really just ordinary people that want to have a good trip and a safe trip. And they're very thankful when they get off and on.
So I'm talking out of my hind end, you guys. You guys are both pilots. But like if there's going to be turbulence and on a commercial jet, sometimes they go through it, sometimes they can go around it. And again, I don't know what I'm talking about. But if you have a celebrity on, is there almost... because you want to continue to work for that person, or maybe that's not even something that's new or different or can do you go, okay, there's going to be turbulence coming here. I don't want, let's just say Scott in the back to get upset with the turbulence. Can you fly around it, or is there flight plans? Or?
Most pilots, whether you're flying a celebrity or someone in the back of the air, they'll get around weather. ATC will help you. Most airplanes, get over weather unless it's really bad. And
ATC's air traffic control.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, ATC's air traffic control. I'm sorry about that. And also, pilots want to give the person in the back the most comfortable ride. However, all of you people that are afraid of flying, and I hate to tell you this.
It's on you.
It is not the weather you have to worry about. It is not the pilot up front you have to worry about. It's those damn iPhones and iPads you carry.
No kidding.
Every one of them is a potential bomb because they can have a runaway thermal issue, and that happens in flight. Matter of fact, most airplanes have Kevlar bags that can a runaway item like that can be put into to suppress it so it doesn't take the airplane down. That's one of the reasons they don't allow any of that stuff in your baggage. So stop worrying about the weather and reduce the number of electronic instruments you take.
So when they say put it in airplane mode, why aren't they saying shut it off? Because people just won't do it?
Whether a phone's off or on or an iPad's off or on, it can still have thermal runaway. If you notice, some of the airplanes now, they even have connections. And matter of fact, airplanes, we all navigate with iPads now. We no longer carry charts. So there's a necessary use for those things. And obviously everybody has one. And the airplanes are built around that, and so are the safety precautions and safety procedures. But you're much more likely with 200 people on an airplane to have something happen with somebody's phone than you are getting into bad weather.
So when you say there's like a bag, you guys, is that like, so let's say I'm sitting here and my phone catches on fire. What do I do?
First thing you do is get a flight attendant or somebody.
Start screaming, get attention.
Well, and hopefully it's not on fire. Hopefully they can put it into a sink or something.
What does it do? Like get really hot?
Yes, it'll start getting hot, and it can actually burst into flames.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well,
so now you have a fire on board.
Oh yeah, commercial. I want to fly to Nashville right now.
Yeah.
Well, and this is, I don't want to scare people, but this is
no, I don't think you are. I think you're being just really. It's funny that you said don't worry about the pilot, don't worry about the weather, don't worry about turbulence, worry about the thing in your hand.
Well,
worry about the thing in your hand.
Let me tell you something, and most pilots out there, I'm sure, will agree with this, but nobody gets into the left seat, which is the captain's chair, in an airplane, in an airliner in the United States, unless you're highly qualified and highly checked out. And most airplanes have a crew now. They have a first officer that is also highly checked out in that aircraft and is capable of flying that airplane himself or herself. But the biggest thing is that people don't realize how important the flight attendants are in the back. They are extremely highly trained, and that's why you need to follow their directions, because they understand the idiosyncrasies of everything that can go wrong in an airplane. If we told everybody that, everybody would be terribly frightened.
Sure. You know, the thing about it is some of these people are just assholes, right, Bash? I mean, shut your mouth and sit there and get home.
Right.
I don't care about what your problem is or what hat somebody's got on.
Yeah, but you know, here's the thing.
Shut up and let's go.
Every time I get on an aircraft, there's somebody that thinks that their world is more important than anybody else on the frickin' airplane. Right. And now you've got, and I hate to say it, but generally it's females. I'm sorry, guys, but that's what's up.
Something's bothering them.
They're crabby. I don't really care personally what the issue is, but generally that's what's up. And or they have a 2-month-old screaming child on the frickin' plane, and they're all on their cell phones and they're not paying attention to the kid. So yeah, commercial flight, not so much. But when I went flying with Mark, that was about the coolest thing I ever did, Scotty. We flew over our house, we flew over our beach. It was absolutely fantastic, and
that's cool.
That's kind of the background to where I want to go from here. So, how we met Mark George was because our studio is literally
20 feet.
20 feet. It's 20 feet from a writer's cafe, a writer's block cafe.
What are you going to call it, Mark? Do you have an official name?
Well, the official name is and I'm working in conjunction with somebody in the city. We'd like to change the street to Writer's Block Way.
Cool.
And
cool.
The cafe, so we're going to have Writer's Block stage at the Writer's Block Way Chupacabra Cafe. Okay. So
explain Chupacabra to the folks.
Well,
because there's a story behind this, right, sir?
Yeah, there's a story behind that. A Chupacabra is a mythical creature from South America. And I have a couple of beautiful cane corsos, and one of them is very large and it's a very unique looking dog. And one time I was out in my boat here, and they said, one person said, "Hey, what kind of dog is that?" And I said, "Oh, that's not a dog. That's a chupacabra." So,
Of course you did.
yeah. And of course they were dumbfounded. So I named my boat Chupacabra. And it's going to really be called the Chupacabra Cafe, but it's Writer's Block Way at Chupacabra Cafe.
So the theme of this place, because when we pulled in today, Bash, you saw the people working over there, and the first thing you said was like, "Well, what's going on over there?" I'm like, "I don't know. Who knows what's going on with Mark at this point?" But what are they doing today?
Today they're putting in a slab in Florida. We don't have cellars, so it's an outdoor freezer / cooler, so you could keep it. Because there's one thing I learned in Nashville, and I've been to all the songwriting venues in Nashville, and I have lots of friends there. But I will tell you, what they generally don't have is good food. So
no, you're right.
I figured if I'm going to do this, songwriters are songwriters, and they're going to bring their own flavor. However, I'm going to be the only place in Newport Richey, Florida, that I know that's going to have a real chef.
Oh, so we're going to have. So if it's a hot dog, it's really going to be a hot dog.
Oh, it's gourmet pizzas.
Gourmet pizza.
It's Texas wieners, and it's I've got a real culinary graduate from the Culinary Institute of America.
No, where's Maynard? Maynard, are you around?
What is a Texas wiener, man?
Seriously, Maynard, tell us what a Texas wiener is, please.
I have no idea what a Texas wiener is. I've never heard of a
there
Texas
you go.
wiener. I've never.
Kind of got me going towards Pornhub. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that one. I've been to Texas, but I don't think I've ever had a Texas wiener.
I never heard of that before. So are they larger or what? I mean, what? Tell me.
Well, it's unique because Texas wieners really were developed in Altoona, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And they're called Texas wieners because there's a sauce on them that's hot and it's tangy. Oh. So it's the hot dogs are generally very small.
So I'm from Texas.
Yes. So, but ironically, they're huge in the Northeast, but they're really not huge down here, except to the people that come from the Northeast. But we're going to introduce all you folks from Minnesota to Texas wieners.
Oh, here we go.
Love it. And then you're going to have gourmet pizzas. Are you going to serve any kind of? Is it going to be tea? Is it going to be water, of course, and then it's going to be alcohol?
Beer and wine, yes.
Beer and wine. So you got a license for that. Are you going up to try to get a liquor license, or are you just going to sell? No, I don't blame you.
No, just beer and wine,
Perfect.
And it's just for someone to come. Remember, this is a place you come to listen to songwriters.
Yeah.
And so enjoy good food, and one will complement the other, hopefully.
So in Newport Richey, I remember you telling me about this about a month or so ago, that there's these house parties where a lot of famous people go and they would play or visit and hang out. Is that still a thing?
It's not just Newport Richey. It's all of Tampa. There's many people that have songwriters. They alternate homes, and they have songwriters come in and do their version of songwriting if they happen to like a particular songwriter. That's become very popular. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to do the Songwriters Cafe, because
so you could tap into that market.
Yeah, I can tap into that market. But being a songwriter and myself, there's not a lot of places for songwriters to do their songs, because in Florida, in Nashville, there's plenty, but not here.
Right.
So let's dive into that just a little bit. So when you're talking about Writer's Block Cafe, this is a place for artists to come and showcase their talent right next door to the studio where Scotty and I record. So theoretically, right, well, you could, come up with a song right next door to the studio we're recording in right now, and come right over to the studio, get it cut, a rough cut
with Mark Maynard,
right, and then put it on a stage right back at the Songwriters Cafe. Is that correct?
That's correct, and you can actually it's kind of an interactive thing, and it's unique even to Nashville. Nashville doesn't do this.
No, Mark, how would you handle something like that? I mean, Maynard, what would you do if somebody came knocking on the door? You plan on being open or leaving your cards over there and saying, "Hey, listen, the studio's open over there. You want to go cut a demo?" I mean, how are you guys gonna put this together?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Actually, I just I just got some software that basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Mark some rate cards and flyers that he can have over there.
Smart.
I mean, if I'm not booked and someone happens to walk over and wants to go, that's great. But as you know, it doesn't always work that way. So I'm going to have on, they can go on their phone or they can go online. and they'll be able to log into this software, and it'll show availability times, and they can book everything, do everything right there and set it up.
So let's say two guys, let's just use Sabastian and I as an example. We meet over at Writer's Block and we go, hey man, I've been working on this tune, and Bash goes, I can help you finish that. And him and I go, okay, we got this. Let's grab a guitar and go over to Maynard's studio 20 feet away and let's put a guitar vocal down on this thing. Is that something that can happen?
Yeah, that could happen. And, we could even do like what we call a click track to it if they want later to have some other musicians come in and add some drums and bass and that kind of thing. That's what I always recommend, because people come in and they go, no, I don't want to do a click track. I'm just going to do my guitar and my voice. And then they always come back later. Hey, can we add bass or how about drums on this? And now we've got a problem with timing.
Right.
So I try to convince them, just do it. If you don't need it, that's great. But at least you have the ability to do it. Smart, good direction. That's a good producer,
absolutely.
Good
engineer.
But we're going to have it all right here. And as a matter of fact, Mark George and I have been talking, with Scotty as well, and Mark Maynard, and this city here is going to be developing pretty rapidly, right?
I think so too.
So, we also have a very large venue to showcase artists. So I think that's something coming in the future. Yeah, Mark, you think?
Well, when I first showed up, and it took me 3 years to get a permit, the city really didn't understand what I was doing until one person on the board said, "Oh, I've been to the Bluebird." And I said, "That's it. That's exactly what I'm trying to do here, only on a little interactive scale where it's a little different than Nashville, which would include the city, since you have a beautiful park with this huge stage in it." And matter of fact, I had a meeting last night with one of the council members, and they're all for it. And of course, with you guys showing up with Drop Me Off in Nashville, who knows who you can drop off from Newport Richie in Nashville.
Right. So the Bluebird Cafe, you guys, just so you don't know, it's one of the most popular places in Nashville for a songwriter.
Yeah, it's huge.
You almost have to, I'm pretty sure you have to go on Ticketmaster just to get tickets now. They're tired of fooling with the public.
Are they really?
It's because it's got so big. Garth was signed out of there. Taylor Swift was signed out of there. Probably many, many more. But just so you know, the Bluebird Cafe is the place to go. It's such a unique place. You guys, when you go in there, you can't talk. It's a very well-respected small room for the songwriter. You're there to listen, not to run your mouth. And it's an honor to the craft of the songwriter. And it's the Bluebird Cafe. Can't say enough. If you're ever going to go to Nashville, definitely go to the Bluebird, right?
Well,
guys?
I was there.
You've been there, Bash? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, awesome. Yeah. With you, of course.
Cool place.
Mark,
have you played there?
No, I have not played. I've played the Filming Station, Verlin Thompson's venue.
Nice.
The Bluebird, I could probably play there if I wanted to wait. I have actually been invited there, and I just couldn't make it. And the other thing we want to talk about here in Florida is not just the beautiful cities in Florida. Newport Richie's along the river. They've really developed it into a music-friendly city.
Beautiful from the air.
And we have the Chasco Festival, which is really a music festival. And the largest songwriting event, I believe, in the world is from May 1st to 5th in Key West.
It is. A lot of my friends go down there.
Yeah, a lot of folks from Nashville are there. Mm-hmm. But this is why, you guys mentioned almost every place in Nashville except one.
Go ahead.
And I consider this the best one for me.
Yes, sir.
The Station Inn.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
The Station Inn.
Yeah, Vince Gill plays there, I think, every Sunday or Monday.
Yeah, you don't know who's going to walk in there. It's a $10 cover.
Yeah.
And the best of the best. And that's kind of...
Remember that building, Mark, how old it looked? I mean, you would never believe how wonderful inside there is.
No, and it sits down there in the gulch, and everybody...
A white brick, old brick, is like it's falling apart.
And people are waiting outside for the door to open at 7. It's great.
I can't wait to get in there.
This is kind of how... I haven't done a lot of flights to Nashville. I spent a lot of time there, and I got to know the owner a little bit, and I was telling him what I wanted to do here. And he said, well, just remember... when people get a little loud, you just go over and gently say, you can take that conversation outside. So it's a listening spot, and that's what we're going to have here in Florida. And
awesome.
It's going to be unique because I don't know of any other place where you can do that here.
I don't either. I mean, I've been to a few bars here, Bash and I. We went out a few times, hon. It seems like every time we walk in, somebody's on a damn break.
And you know something? I'm going to tell you something about Writer's Block. It's very, very cozy and home feeling.
Well said.
I think it's very warm and inviting. I believe the atmosphere is going to be fantastic.
Not intimidating.
No, not at all.
No.
No. These are songwriters. These are entertainers. Right. We're drawing in the entertainers and the songwriters and the artists of all, poetry and artists, just artists. Plain old art.
Nothing better.
Yeah, if you have originality, this is where you belong.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what Mark George is trying to do here is invite the art of the artist into this place that is so warm and welcoming that, when you have an idea, just like we talked about, and Scott and you and I have come up with songs before, and all of a sudden we're like, oh my God, we got to get in the studio freaking now.
We're cutting in Nashville.
We got to go right now. Yeah, just like that.
We have 4 songs we're putting in.
Now we're going to fly 2,000 miles, go record a song. I'm like, dear God, man. So I think this is going to be a really big development in songwriters' history. Yeah, in the real house. Yeah, absolutely. It's a place where you can go meet other songwriters and co-brand and do all the things that Scott and I have been talking about for 14 weeks now.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. Before I met Mark and Mark, it's Mark George and Mark Maynard. When the day before, and I'm probably saying this 100% right, it was the day before, I told my wife, I'm ready to sell and I'm ready to move back to Nashville. Even though I go to Nashville probably once a month, sometimes twice a month, and they take care of business there, I literally miss Nashville a lot. And when I found out that Mark George and Mark Maynard had what they had going on here, I finally felt like there was a piece of the puzzle of me that was missing to live in Florida full time.
You said that.
And I finally feel like now I also have a home, and also I can probably, with my music company, and help people that I feel that are talented. I could take them to the level they want to get to. And having these guys have this here, it kind of put another piece of the puzzle back together for me, I guess.
Yeah, you said that, when we first started this, when you made that phone call across the street. Like I said, none of this would have happened had you not made the phone call to Mark Maynard that one day when you said, hey, there's a studio right across the highway. And I went, are you freaking kidding me?
But can you believe it went from that to this? I mean, to this. It's exciting, really exciting.
To a lot of things.
For sure. Hey, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Tommy Two-Tone, and you're listening to Drop Me Off in Nashville.
You hear though, there's these 2 fellas running all over Nashville causing a ruckus. I think their names are Sabastian and Scott. They kind of cute though.
Yeah, this morning, you guys, I went to First Watch.
I love First Watch.
Yeah,
that is freaking incredible food.
We're back, guys. So listen, I don't know if you guys heard that. I go to First Watch with my wife just about every single day. I absolutely love the place. You get get breakfast,
the bacon.
The $1 million bacon.
Oh,
Mark, you go to First Watch, right?
I do.
You got any stories in there about First Watch? I mean, because that place is like so unique and delicious.
It is very unique. And let me tell you, I do have a great story. It's funny you've brought that up. First, I go there a lot myself because everything's so fresh. And but I had recorded a song in Nashville about the most decorated Marine in both Gulf Wars, who retired and after 21 years had a cushy job in Washington, couldn't take it, became a mercenary, and unfortunately, last October, he was killed in Ukraine.
Rest in peace, sir. Thank you for your service.
So I went to school with his mom and his dad, and the song had been in the works. So anyway, I recorded this song in Nashville, and Beth Nielsen was kind enough.
Where'd you record at?
Ocean Way Studios.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. And
beautiful.
Don Henry accompanied me on the guitar, and Beth Nielsen Chapman did the background vocals. She was fantastic, kind. Yeah, she was very kind. Anyway, I came back, and I'm playing that on I forgot my headsets, and I'm in First Watch, and I'm playing it on my iPad real low, and the girl that was waiting on me, her name is Liz Fitzgerald. A wonderful person, great personality. She says, "Oh my God!" And I didn't know her at this time, but she said, "Is that who plays that song? It sounds really cool." And I said, "Well, it's my song." She said, yeah, are you a songwriter? I said, well, yeah. I said, I just recorded this in Nashville. And she's like, oh my God. She said, I write all the time. And she said, she goes, I just write. And she goes, I don't even tell my husband. She goes, I'm kind of, and I said to her, and this is a woman that loves her family and her husband. All she talks
sure.
loves her family.
But just scared to keep her craft or
Right.
show her craft. That's
right.
right. Yeah.
She said she didn't want anybody to know because writing's very personal.
Sure.
So by the end of that time I'm having breakfast, 20, 30 minutes, she comes by with her phone and she shows me what she writes. And she's written on her note in her phone pages and pages. And I'm looking.
Kidding me?
No. And
what's her name?
Liz Fitzgerald.
Is she still there?
Yeah.
Because I go there every day. What does she look like?
She always has her hair up, dark hair, always bouncing around, real happy.
Pretty face?
Oh, yeah, they're all pretty up there.
Yeah, they're all pretty up there. But there's, I think I know who you're talking about, but her name is Liz.
Liz, that's her. Tell her, yeah.
I'm gonna.
Tell her.
Because they all know me now.
Well, listen, I'm going to give you a little more info on this. You're going to really love this. Why you don't want to go back to Nashville? Because I had spent a lot of money on this building, and I wanted an older building like Nashville. And Newport Richie at that time, they gave me such a hard time getting a permit.
I remember you telling me that.
And I was going to quit. I just said, you know what? These people
There
are
ain't no quitting you.
No, ain't no quitting me. That's the problem. And so Liz said to me, when she showed me, I said, do you realize this? That there's a great song in here. Turns out Liz is from a small town in Maine on the Canadian border. She grew up on a farm. She lost the farm. And she said, I was just home to see my parents and my brothers. And she said, I love those misty Maine mornings. So
Jeez.
I took her lyrics.
Wonderful.
I took her lyrics and I wrote a song out of that called Misty Maine Mornings. And it's
Beautiful.
her song. It's her lyrics and my composition. And I am going to record it. And when I do, she's going to get credit for it. But the song is fantastic, I think.
I'm telling you this. I came up with this theory that's working. I use John Albany in Nashville. It's a private home. We recorded Sabastian and Lori Morgan's duet there. The Skinner guys record there. 38 has recorded there. Anyway, long list of people. It's a private home. And the guy his name is John Albany, a wonderful human being. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do something weird. This is what I'm telling you. This is important. I'm going to go up there and use the studio musicians because we know they're good.
Sure.
But then I'm going to have the vocals done here with Mark. Right. I want Maynard, this studio, to put the vocals on my demos, and I'll get the singers here, or we'll use his wife or whoever we feel is fit. And then John's going to cut one of his songs that we co-wrote. Right. I'm doing this something, and I got this package from Mark for under $2,000 for 4 songs. Perfect. With the best musicians in Nashville you could ask for. I mean, you can't beat that.
You can't beat Nashville musicians.
You can't. And so when John and I wrote this thing, I sent it to Mark and I said, what do you think of this thing? And he said, it's great. And I said, well, just wait till Bash gets in the studio and gets these musicians to do what they're supposed to do. We're going to take it to another level, but I want to do all the vocals here. I'm going to let you know how that turns out. Because if it does, maybe this is an avenue for you as well. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Maybe you use people down here already. I don't know.
Well, I have access to quite a bit of good musicians, but when I record, I generally go to Nashville because of the session musicians.
Yeah, you're right. The union players.
Yeah, and my music is what you would consider. I'm my own. I believe in owning my own songs.
Me too.
And so I write mostly because I'm on the road in a hotel. I take a little small guitar with me, and I sit and I write songs. And a lot of times songs come to me. I don't ever target write. Right. And I do a lot of what they call time jump. The one song that is real popular with my peers in the songwriting is one song I wrote. It really started in 1980 and I finished it in 2024.
Isn't that reason? It's crazy like that. But you know that it had to be finished.
It had to be finished.
You can't force a song.
No.
You have to let it come to you.
It has to come. Some come quick, some come over years.
Right.
The one about the Marine that I recorded in Nashville, I started that in 2012.
Wow. 2012.
Yeah. And
so here we are, 2025.
Yeah.
Bash, remember when you were going through all your songs? Would you had 2,500 songs when you first started?
There was, we had like 2,300 and something,
And then after all of that, did you find that at the end of the day, you still put one of your songs on the damn record?
Well, remember, I told you, I said, I can't pull this off, man. We're talking about 3,000 freaking songs, man.
But your song made that album because it was supposed to.
That is all you.
But that song, He Lied About Your Daddy.
Yeah, that's all you.
The picture that you painted with your words was phenomenal.
But that was all you.
But you think about it, you have 2,300 songs sent to you from all these different songwriters at all different levels in Nashville, but your song made it.
They were all very top notch.
That's
You know,
what
we're
I'm
talking
saying.
Jeffrey Steele, Tommy Barnes,
The
frickin'
best of the best.
Ross and Nicholson. I
Give me
mean,
a
we
break.
had the best in the world,
Right.
man.
But your song belonged on there. And I think that's exactly what Mark is saying with his craft. He knows where it has to go and what needs to be done with it. And I'm so excited to share these experiences with you guys.
You know, I think when you go to Nashville and you have, you know, my personal belief is that when you're going to cut in Nashville and you want the cream of the crop pickers, right?
Yeah, the cream.
I think you want to do it in November.
They're there.
Yeah, because everybody's on tour in the summer, and that's how we ended up with oh God, Scotty, help me.
All the people you had on yours.
No, the background backup singer.
Oh, Tom Flora.
Tom Flora.
Yeah, from
Jesus.
George Strait.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he goes on tour with George.
Oh my God, he goes on tour with George
He's
Strait.
such a good singer.
Guy walked in the studio and I went, well, who the hell? What?
But this guy, what a beautiful,
Amazing.
beautiful singer.
Amazing
Yeah,
voice.
it's these people there. They
You know,
just-
Mike Durham,
Mike Durham. Yeah, another one.
Wes Little,
Just unbelievable talent.
David Hood.
They're all just great. Great. We'll be right back.
They were legends, icons, voices that shaped the soul of country music. Johnny Cash,
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
Loretta Lynn,
Well, I was born a coal miner's daughter.
Now you can walk through the places they called home all in one day. Just outside of Nashville, explore Hideaway Farm, the private cabin retreat where Johnny Cash found peace, prayed, and played for friends. See his personal cars, memorabilia, and the home that held his heart. Then, just a scenic drive away, step into the story of Loretta Lynn at her historic ranch in Hurricane Mills. Tour her beautiful home, visit her museum, and stand in the footsteps of country royalty. Two American legends, two unforgettable homes, one epic day trip just outside of Nashville. Book your tours now and experience country music history up close and personal. This is more than sightseeing, it's stepping into the soul of Nashville.
All right. So we were talking about what's his name again, Mark?
Verlin Thompson.
I'm sorry.
Verlin Thompson?
Verlin Thompson.
Verlin Thompson.
It's like he's saying to you or to us here in the commercial break about how Verlin Thompson taught him X, Y, and Z. I remember you used to always say to me, Bash, Two-Tone taught you X, Y, and Z. Isn't it amazing how these mentors come out and they can really inspire you?
Two-Tone honestly brought out the sexy in the music. So he taught me how to put the moving the hips and putting that chicka pow wow in there, you know. He really did. I mean, right. Tommy did that.
So Tommy, what was that guy's name you were just saying?
Verlin Thompson.
Verlin Thompson.
Yeah, Bash, it was just like you were saying with Two-Tone. Two-Tone kind of said the same thing what Mark is saying. Verlin Thompson taught him this stuff about music that he graduated to and adapted, and you had that with Two-Tone as well.
I did, yeah. Tommy taught me how to put the sexy in music.
That's so cool.
You know, it taught me. You know, he said, "Listen, if you can make love to it, fight and dance to it."
Cool.
Now you have the sexy in it, and Tommy Two-Tone taught me that.
That's a good analogy.
That's not exactly how he said it, but
sure.
But you know,
right.
Yes, it was absolutely perfect because that's what I monikered everything after that. Every song I ever wrote, I did with that in mind.
Well, and so Mark, you had the same theory with Verlin, then, right? I mean, he championed you.
Well, yeah, I happen to be able to play this song in front of him, and he said, dude, he goes, you may want to try doing it this way.
How do they hear that? How does a musician, John, that's like you hear things. Well, I'm like, where do you hear this from?
Well, Verlin Thompson, you know, he's Guy Clark's, he's a really damn good session player and a songwriter. They wrote Boats to Build for that Jimmy Buffett sold 2 million copies of. So Verlin said to me, he said, you know, you may want to try speaking this and then singing this because it's such a powerful song.
Wow.
And I will tell you, I had never tried to talk and play a guitar. It's very difficult.
Well, you, Bash, is that if he's, I mean, now that he says that out loud, that's a different, because you're holding a guitar, right? And now you have to speak it.
Yeah, and it really came out good, but I'll tell you, it took me a long time to perfect it, although I did record it with Mark here recently, and it's probably the best recording, because I had practiced how to deliver that over a period of 4 or 5 months before I was happy with it, and I wanted to cut it here so Mark he'll tell me the truth. If it sucks, he'll say it sucks, you know?
That's what you have good friends. Like everything that I do, I right away go to Bash. Okay, you're not going to lie to me. So Bash, is this suck or is this good? And he'll be like, well, I'm not really sure. He'll be like, no, that's fantastic. Bash, you're like, you have this ear. That's incredible.
Well, but you know, when you talk about telling a story, right? And that's what we're doing with music. You know, long and short of it, we're telling stories. You know, we're living dreams. We're in fantasy land. It's just what we are. We're dreamers. We're artists. It's what we're creators. It's what we do. So when you're going to talk through a song, you're basically narrating a story. So I don't find it very hard.
But you're seasoned. You're a professional. You've done this your whole life. But to a guy like probably me, he's a decent songwriter, not a good songwriter, but I could probably hold my own. It would be hard for me to go like what George Jones pulled off with.
Right.
He could talk it and it was like beautiful, but you can do that.
If you're going to listen to like a Johnny Paycheck, right?
Yeah.
Like Old Violin and Outlaw's Prayer.
Yeah.
When you hear a guy like that talk you through a story.
Yeah.
If it doesn't make you cry, you don't have a soul.
You don't have a soul.
You just don't even have you don't have a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't understand, you know?
Right.
And Jamie Johnson, same thing. And by the way, Jamie Johnson is a pilot, Scott.
Have you flown with him, Mark?
No, he didn't.
Are you being honest?
He didn't fly with him. But Jamie got his pilot's license because he had a girlfriend down there in Arkansas, and he couldn't get there all the time, so he got a pilot's license to go fly and see her.
Jamie Johnson, if you ever hear this, man, you're a genius.
I just love him.
Everything you do, you tell labels to go F themselves. You're just, when you did that Alabama thing on CMT and to honor the guys, I sat there on my couch and cried listening to you play that guitar. You didn't need nothing behind you, just you and your voice and that guitar. Jamie Johnson, I can't say enough about you, and you probably heard it 1,000 times over, but man, I think we really
fact.
Mean it.
That's an absolute fact.
That guy is a crazy talented human being.
And we're not saying that because we saw him on a video or watched a documentary.
I like it that he holds his head up high and his middle finger higher.
Exactly right.
I'm doing it my way.
It's absolutely right.
Genius.
Because it's not something I read in a paper or saw on YouTube. This is a guy that I met and know.
You did.
And
you hung out with him. That's right.
Yeah.
You spoke highly. I remember those meetings, and you would be like, "This guy is something else."
This is a guy that's absolutely what you see is. I'm telling you, it's what you get.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll be right back, you guys.
Hey Siri, bring me a sandwich.
I can't. I am not a human, you moron.
Oh, well then what's the best podcast she can play me?
Now playing Drop Me Off in Nashville.
Ah, thanks Siri. Give me a hug.
You are an idiot.
Looking for your all-access pass to the heart of Music City? Whether you're an artist, songwriter, or just a fan of real-deal country music, the Nashville Music Guide has you covered. Discover who's rising, who's playing, and what's really happening behind the scenes. From Broadway to the back roads, it's your go-to guide for the music that moves Nashville. Find it in print, online, and everywhere music lives. Nashville Music Guide, where legends and locals meet.
You know what? Hey, Mark Maynard, let's ask Mark Maynard something. You guys, I want to switch gears a little bit. Let's just go back to Nashville because let's face it, this show is really called Drop Me Off in Nashville. Mark, have you ever been to Nashville?
I was in last Nashville. I mean, I'd say 30 years ago.
Oh my gosh, so it's different.
That's when it was fun.
Yeah, it was very different. And so I had a little taste of Nashville, but that's pretty much it.
One day I'm going to pay for you and you're going to come with us. and you have to just come and experience when Bash and I go up there what Nashville is all about. Maybe we could do it a thing. Maybe Mark, George, you could come with us too. I mean, the four of us could go and.
I'm trying to get you guys to do
Hey
it
man,
in the
you
middle
too
of
scared to get in a helicopter and fly there?
I am, yes. I'll be the first to raise my hand. I'm scared. No disrespect,
we can
Mr.
just
George.
fly there, man.
No disrespect, Mr. George. I'm frightened.
You're in a room with pilots, man. We can do this. Watch this. Here. Hold my beer. Hang on to something.
Hey, Maynard, you want to go hop in there plane with these two?
Yeah.
Not me.
Absolutely.
I'll meet you there in Southwest. No disrespect.
We'll take the RV.
Thank you, sir. No, okay. So let's talk about Nashville a bit. So Maynard, we're going to bring you to Nashville. We got to get you caught up. It's a city that you cannot explain, right? You guys, when I tell people, you say you have to go there and see it. Yes. I can't explain it to you.
Well, we got a meeting in the middle of October. I want to get you guys to go up there, and we can do some stuff while we're up there.
We will do that because we're cutting 4 tracks in September, 4 in October, and 4 in November. So we could work around those dates for sure, right, Bash? Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about Nashville. John, first time you got to Nashville, you pulled into town. We were going to record. We pulled down to Broadway. What was your reaction?
Oh, dear God. It was kind of an overload because Scotty, when I got there, you already had been there, right?
Yeah, so
you had a layout of the land and
knew where to go. We're in the park.
I didn't know what to do, and so we went to Roberts first, and
go to Roberts,
and we had a
Roberts West.
I'll never forget this, man. For $10, it was a hamburger, French fries, a whole basket, and a beer
in a basket
for $10,
and it was delicious.
Now it's about $100.
And there's this older gentleman up on the stage with him, and just this, he's passed away, and I wish I knew his name.
Oh, did he die?
And I would love to give him honors because I think he had a long pedigree, and shame on me for not knowing, but I'll look it up and tell you next week. But did that guy sat up there and played, and his wife?
I can tell you right now, he did the Heinz ketchup commercial, remember?
What it was. That's what it was. And his wife was there every time, sitting in the corner watching him.
He also did the one, here's to good friends, tonight's kind of special.
I don't remember.
Remember that?
I remember the ketchup thing, but I don't remember that one.
Here's to good friends,
but anyway, we went in there and I said, yeah, let's grab lunch. And then we went to Tootsie's.
We went to the stage after that. And then we went to like the wheel. You took me all over Broadway that day, and I was so full in my brain. I just wanted to dump it out of my ear.
But the thing about it is every neon sign has its own story in Nashville.
True.
You could walk into a blues bar, a country bar, a pop bar. You don't a rock bar. You don't know what you're going to walk into.
No.
And they all have their own flavor. Is that the best way to say it?
Definitely they have their own history, right? So, like when you go to the Hard Rock at the end of Broadway, right?
Yeah,
that's a whole different ball game than
like a commercial thing. And then you have all these bars that aren't commercial.
And you go to Legends, the corner.
I love Legends Corner.
That's a whole different thing. And
Carl Black, he had a car dealership up there, and I remember after every award show, he would rent out Legends Corner, and the people that were playing would go to this private event in there. And they would get up and sing and blah blah. Anyway, all this stuff is rubbing back in my head.
You put so much in my head that day, and when you wanted me to come down to Nashville, I'm like, oh dear God, I don't. But in Minnesota, I hate to pick on Minnesota. I'm sorry, y'all, but the music scene sucks.
It's different.
It just sucks. It's horrible. I'm not going to say it any other way.
I'm spoiled because, like I mentioned earlier, even here in Newport Richie, you go into a bar, and I swear to Jesus, and I don't know why this is, but it seems like every time I walk in, they're on a break. In Nashville,
every time,
nobody's on a break in Nashville.
Yeah,
you play 4 hours. And I walk in every time, any bar I go to. I finally say to my wife, "Can we please go?" And she's like, "Yeah, let's go tonight," and because it just gets too much. But we finally get to where we want to go, and you walk in and nobody's playing.
Right.
I don't know if it's my bad luck or what it is, but maybe I'm just spoiled from.
No, they're smoking a blunt in the parking lot.
God, I hope not. Mark, how did you ever make it to Nashville? Did you move there? Did you live there?
No, of course, I'm a pilot, so one of the guys I fly for, he actually owned part of a hotel there, so I was there quite often, and I would fly between Florida, Georgia, and Nashville. And we'd stay in Nashville for 4 or 5 days, which I loved. And that's how I became so acquainted with the Station Inn and Commodore Inn and all the other.
So when you were off the plane, you were able to take your time and go explore. Did you ever live there?
No, never lived there. I'd love to live there, but unfortunately, my life has taken me everywhere else but there.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons I've created what I've created next door, because I want to bring that here.
It's really smart.
Yeah, and
it's a gift to Newport Richie.
Well, you guys are a gift because you're bringing, this whole drop me off in Nashville. The problem here is there's a lot of great musicians here, but they're all retired.
Sure.
And I'm trying to cultivate the younger songwriters that are afraid to take the chance and do it. But now with Mark and myself here, and you guys coming along, and our connections to Nashville with you and some of the folks we know up there, there's no reason people can't come in here, bare their soul, and write their stuff. But the one thing you have to do in my place, it has to be original.
Excellent. If somebody does a cover that is their original, have you ever heard Loretta Lynn's daughter, Emmy, did a rendition of A Coal Miner's Daughter, and I've never heard something so beautiful in my life. She was on American Idol. I'm not sure why she went on there, but I'm glad she did, because some people can take a song that is extremely famous and then make it their own. John's very good at that. Sabastian he has 2 songs on his record that actually he pulled that out brilliantly. Is that allowed?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. Nashville taught me that, and I'll tell you why. There was a beautiful singer up there by the name of Amy Higgins. Mm-hmm. Amy Higgins, if you close your eyes, she did 2 songs. One was Patsy Cline's, and you would have thought it was Patsy Cline singing. But then, just when I thought, okay, she did Patsy Cline, it was really good, she turned around and blew me away with a song Hank Williams did in 1936, and she did it in a jazz format, and I will tell you what, I'll have her any day of the week here.
That's the whole thing about it. Speaking of Patsy Cline, up by Loretta Lynn's, Patsy Cline and Loretta Lynn were the bestest friends when Patsy passed away. And literally about 30 miles from Loretta Lynn's farm in Hurricane Mills is where Patsy's plane went down. Remember I brought you up there, Bash?
Yep, we were there, yeah.
We walked down that hill. They had that big rock down there, and there's a pathway that literally honored Patsy and all the people that were on that plane.
It's really eerie,
eerie, but beautiful thing for them to do. I mean, you think about it, Patsy Cline. Patsy Cline.
Oh my God.
Her house is not too far from Randy Rich, our music investor that was in here.
Oh, is that right?
It's right down the road from his place. It's I think now it's a historical building and nobody's living in it anymore. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that they shut it down. And now it's going to be for fans to enjoy, which is
Patsy Cline. My God,
my dad, when he died in 2007, he loved Patsy Cline. And when we cremated him, there's this top that opened, and in the top, I put a Patsy Cline live at the Grand Ole Opry and when I buried him, because he loved her. He loved Patsy Cline so much. And I didn't realize or respected her craft as much as, because I was a young idiot back then. But now being in Nashville and realizing that the artists today can cut a song 45,000 times and they'll splice it together, and that's what you get. Patsy Cline sang it live right through, all the way through. There was no pasting. There was no cutting. That was their voice.
I'm telling you, man, when I heard Crazy for the first time.
Come on. Jeez.
I'm telling you, man, there was an old lady up in East Bethel over there at, it was called Stan's Hammer Grave back then, right? Just south of Max.
Okay.
Right? And now it's the VFW, or
Gotcha.
it was.
Oh, I know what that is. Okay.
Right on Crosstown.
Yep.
Crosstown and Highway 65.
You know that Holiday Inn right in front of there? That guy won like $345 million out of that.
Oh, really?
Holiday right there.
Well, I guess I was at the wrong place.
You were at the wrong place that day.
But this little old lady, she had to be 80 years old when I met her, and I loved her. I called her Ma, and when I'd walk into the bar, this is back when I was drinking, right? And she'd go, "Give them to me," and I'm like, "What are you talking about? Give me the keys." So she took my keys every time I came in there.
You gotta love her.
And they had karaoke every single day, and she went up there and sang Crazy, and I went, "Oh my God. This lady nailed Patsy Cline."
Isn't that amazing?
Oh.
But you keep thinking this, though. This is what I keep thinking. Patsy sold it. Everybody else copied her.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Patsy sold it.
But this little old lady
copied her.
Holy crap. She survived Auschwitz.
Yeah.
She was a Jew, and she survived Auschwitz.
I don't know nothing about history. Sorry, people. That's got to be really bad.
That's okay. It was a concentration camp where they killed a million Jews.
I don't want to talk about that. That's too much for me.
Anyhow, she survived it, and she came back, and she was singing Patsy Cline like you read about. I was like, oh, my God, man.
Yeah, that's great. I remember my first time in Nashville. I would go while I was still living in Minnesota, and I would stay at the KOA out in the valley. And then I would stay in this cabin about this big. How big is this room right here? 10 by 15?
Actually, I think this is bigger.
Probably. And it was literally a cabin.
No bathroom.
With a fireplace out front. You had to walk outside to go to the bathroom. Anyway, when I would go there, it was $40 a night. But I would either do that or sleep in my truck because I wanted to be around the music so much. But when I remember going to Nashville, and the very first place I went to was the Nashville Palace when it was on the corner, when Vern Gosdin was there, and I think Randy Travis was out of there.
Right.
And I had my friend Lane Gilliland down there, and he sat at the bar next to Vern Gosdin, and they were talking for about an hour, and Lane had no idea it was Vern Gosdin.
Oh, no, that was me.
That's you too, probably, but I knew, but he didn't, so I didn't even go by because I knew I would have peed on Vern because I was such a fan. But I just let them two just sit there and talk, and I sat and played their bumper pool with the little stick.
Oh yeah!
And afterwards, I finally looked up and I go, Lane, do you know who you're sitting next to right now? He's like, no. I said, that's Vern Gosdin. He's like, what?
What does that mean?
And the next thing you know, Vern's in the other room where the dinner tables and the 8-foot tables are, and Vern gets up and sings, and Lane just stood there in awe about this man who Vern Gosdin. I mean, he sings like a canary, one of the most beautiful voices in the world. But he had no idea that he was sitting right there visiting. And him and Vern were like the bestest friends.
So who was the guy when we were at Music City Bar? You and I were, and I went, oh, that guy could sing. And when he came over the table.
Oh, that was Daryl Worley.
Daryl Worley? Daryl Worley is singing, Mark. I swear to God, man.
He's so
and
good.
He comes over to the table, and I went, look, man, you're pretty good. You know,
I didn't know who he was.
I had no idea who he was. I said, you know, you're pretty good right there. I said, I'll tell you what, I got a guy in town right now, and Scotty's my manager. We'll handle all the. He goes, no, I'm just fine. And Scotty punched me in the shoulder. Scott goes, do you know who that is? I said, well, no. Why would I know who that is?
That was such a great innocence about you, though, Bash. That's why you got where you got with who you got with, because your innocence and your kindness with people.
Stupidity.
I don't think it was. I think it was great what you did because it worked. But Daryl Worley, I owned every one of his records. I think he's one of the best talents in Nashville.
Oh God, he's good.
He still goes to the Music City Bar every now and then, and people. He does his thing. Nobody bothers him.
No,
and I think that's why they like him.
He's like 8 feet tall.
But he's just I love that about Nashville. They don't pee on people there.
Yeah.
They let them be when they need to be. Right, Mark? Have you read into that when you've been out? Have you seen celebrities and they don't do?
Oh yeah,
they don't crowd them. They let them do their thing.
No, and I think, like I said, if you go to Station Inn, there's Vince Gill. The night I was there, Vince Gill's keyboard player walked in and played with another pretty famous guy there. And everybody and it's very close quarters,
right?
But everybody acts appropriately, and everybody has a great time, and the music's fantastic.
That's
it. But I will tell you, in the KOA campground, you know who used to play there every weekend?
Who?
Verlin Thompson and Billy Dean.
Billy Dean lives down here now.
Yeah, he lives.
I sent him a note about 2 weeks ago, and I told you, and see if he would come down to come. No, not about the polish, to come down here and play at your place.
Yeah.
He
has my polish.
He does.
Yeah.
He's Billy Dean. He's another great one. Just phenomenal.
I'm gonna say something about that too right away.
The polish.
I'm telling you, man.
What's the name of it?
Doc Simmons Miracle Polish. Man.
Now you go on and on about this polish.
Listen,
Mark, got all due respect. You created an amazing product, but I'm bashing about tired of hearing about this damn polish.
I'm telling you, man. Let me tell you something. I the first time I used it was like 2-3 months ago, and I didn't change my air filter in my furnace for like a couple months. So I thought, well, it was getting dusty, and I thought, I'm going to do it again. And so I did. And what I did, I took a picture and I sent it to Mark George, and I went, look at this thing. And
grand piano.
Oh, yeah. And all my record awards on the wall are all upside down because you can see them like a freaking mirror. I mean, it's just amazingly beautiful, man.
You've used that 2 times on there or once?
Twice. Only 2 times.
And you said it's like glass.
It's like glass. No, I don't just use it on that. I use it on my 12-string, my Fender,
Everything.
Yeah, oh yeah. And my table, my kitchen table, the one I handmade, Oh yeah, I use it on that too. It takes all the cap prints off. Frick, it's beautiful.
Okay, Mark, how did you make this product? I mean, come on.
Well, listen, this product, believe it or not, is a culmination of many, many, many good musicians in the area and our great chemist, Ron Semtak, who's mastered. When we first got it done, the smell was terrible, and so we had to work on the scent, and he did a great job. But it's and I'll finish your last episode. They keep giving me the credit, but I can't take all the credit. It was a bunch of good guys that got together because we needed a good polish. But I will tell you, you guys from Minnesota, and I forgive you, but it's not Doc Simmons, it's Doc Simons.
Oh, God, sorry.
Holy moly. I love it.
But anyway, every time I listen to it, I get a big kick out of it.
That'll never happen again. I'm so sorry.
But it's great. But I will tell you this.
So it's for sure. That's exactly right.
We took it to the next level. And
that's awesome.
Not only did my partner and I, Frank Solano, we own Slamo Custom Guitars.
Sorry, Frank.
And we patented it and trademarked it. And but it's the best polish out there.
For sure.
PRS, Martin Guys, Korg, they all use it.
Wow, that's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, it's a cool thing. I mean, I'm John, you're a big fan.
It's I'm a huge fan. I use it on my Stratocaster, my Fender, my piano, my freaking kitchen table.
Yeah.
Doc Siemens.
Is that how you say it? What is it? Doc? Simon.
It's Simons, yes.
So
I apologize.
Who do we know who is a Simon? Simon Cowell from...
Simon, we don't talk about it.
That's all I remember. It's Doc Simon.
Yep. I'll vomit every time we talk about it.
And Mark, I hope he apologizes.
I don't like Simon Cowell at all.
So next week's show, Bash, I have this title. Tell me what you think.
Hey, check this out. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The title is going to be, tell me if you approve, Nashville Nights, the party, the people, the hangovers.
I want to talk about who parties harder, the bridal women or the boys.
Oh, geez, that's an easy one. We'll get into that. So we'll do that next week's show, next Wednesday, Nashville Nights. The party, the people, the hangover. Sound good?
And listen, and remember, like us, download this thing so we might actually be able to pay a bill or two. That'd be kind of cool, But like us and share it with everybody if you care to. And God, we're happy to see you next week.
Yeah. Hey, we've got to thank our guest, Mark George. Thank you for coming in, sir.
My pleasure. Thanks for having us.
No, it's really cool. Maynard, as always, we appreciate you.
You got it, brother.
We'll see y'all next week.
Thanks for joining Sabastian and Scott. Don't forget to like and subscribe to join the Drop Me Off in Nashville family. Engineering and production provided by Podcast Production Music.
Well, Nashville, can't thank you enough for all the time.
Y'all come back now. Here?